Today I'm going to show you how to work with multiple clips into a raw sequence. So this is a new type of workflow. So it's going to be, let's see here, multi-clip workflow test. So what you do is you make your bin like normal, pull it over here, and then I'll just use some video I shot yesterday at the fair as an example. So this will be kind of like you dragging in all your multiple clips from what you had shot during the day. And I renamed some of these earlier, so I'll show you what that is all about. So when you drag it in here, it'll be in here backwards. So the first shot clip will be at the bottom, and then the last thing you shot will be at the top. So it's important to do by creation date, but these are out of whack. So do this before you change the names of anything. But for the most part, they're in here. There we go. Do it by name. There we go. So do it by name. As long as they're in order, your clips should be numbered from your camera. So then go to New Sequence, make a new sequence and call it Raw, or in this case, Multi-Clip Workflow Test Raw, just because there are probably going to be a lot of raw sequences floating around. And then click everything, or you can drag over like that, or you can do Control A and then hold Control, click on the sequence, and then drag it all into your timeline like that. And so that's everything I shot through the day, and it should be in order. And so one thing you can do if you wanted to reduce the number of things in your bin is you can make a bin and call it, you know, whatever you want, multi-clip workflow raw clips. And this will especially help when you're editing on a laptop because your screen space is limited out in the field. So you just take all the raw clips, put it into that bin, and then exit out of it. And so that way you only have the one sequence here in your bin. And so one thing that's really cool about this particular workflow is the ability to see where your clips begin and end. And so sometimes one thing I'll do is make just like a VO sequence that's just for me. It's kind of like a shortcut type thing. And I'll go into the timeline and only turn on video 1 and audio 3, which is where my nat sound is. And I'll lay everything down. And then I'll go in and cut out the interviews. And one thing I do to help my editing during the day is I'll go in and I'll click and start in the middle of the clip, and then I'll use the number 2 key on the keyboard, which is the 10 frames button, and I'll 10 frame up to 3 seconds, and then I'll press E, which is in on my keyboard, and then scroll to the middle of the next clip, press R or O, which is out, and then press X, which deletes everything in the middle. And then I'll do it up to 6 seconds. Do it again. And once you practice with it, you can get really fast and just cut down all your B-roll into 3-second usable clips. And so being able to see the edges of the clips is one way I think that will improve speed and functionality. Because I've already just cut, 30 seconds of VO. And if you shoot in sequence, then, you could just lay that down on a timeline after adjusting the audio. So this is how you work with the multi-clip RAW. So anytime you're going in for like a soundbite, you just drag the RAW sequence into the source window like that. Make sure your time code is matching the script, which sometimes whenever reporters log off of RAW, it can be under master, but normally it'll be under V1 time code, and then you can type in the time code from here, and what's some 095530. Okay, so you can type in time code there, blah, 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 okay, and then insert onto our timeline, which one is that? I mean, this isn't really a good soundbite, but you get the idea. So working out of the source window with your raw clip here, you have access to all your video in one spot, and so you can go between sequences on the timeline and in the the project window, and go from here to this. I hope that explains everything, and good luck editing.